You know the drill. Red light, green light. Waiting for the green light right now. Oh, there it is, the green light. Hi, guys. Max here, Max Rants. Another day, another dollar. It's a shame it's just $1 a day. Yeah, you've heard that. Look, today I've got a special rant, and it's against a lot of you guys out there. You understand, I had a road rage experience recently. It wasn't on me personally. I'd probably have shot the guy. But no, it's something I had the misfortune of witnessing. Now, you can go as far back as ancient Rome. They probably had some kind of road rage even back then. Did you ever see the movie Ben Hur? Yeah, Charlton Heston running around the track and the bad guy in black chasing him, chariots, horses. That was road rage. Now imagine two gladiators or even Roman soldiers, each in his own chariot, both wanting to get in front of the other in traffic. I know. Well, with two chariots going in different directions or fighting for position, this is a recipe for road rage, don't you think? I can see it now. Two muscular men in armour, carrying swords, trying to get by each other. That just might be a rage. But with that, the ancient Romans were still more courteous than Americans are today. The Romans would likely touch swords, bow to one another, have a few words, and let it go. Usually. Americans, so often, will just shoot you, stab you, or beat you to death. And we'll take video of it and post it and brag about it. What the hell is wrong with us? In the days of the Wild West, when horse-drawn carriages got in each other's way, that might have cause for a little road rage even then. But then road rage wasn't the same thing. It was almost always verbal. One of the parties would end up backing his horses up enough to let the other guy go, and that was pretty much it. Yeah, once in a while somebody got shot, but that was not a common thing. Let's move along here. It was in the 1950s when car ownership became commonplace. The middle class had one or two cars in the driveway. Road rage, as we know it, was born. But even in the 50s, manners and courtesy almost always prevailed. Traffic incidents sometimes led to a little yelling, some scuffles. Nobody got shot, stabbed, or beaten to death. Today, hey baby, it's a whole different world now. It's a whole different freaking world. Your culture has fallen far from just the last 60 years. Today's society is largely immoral, narcissistic, and violent. For those public high school graduates out there, narcissistic means you worship yourself. That's another matter. Let's go on. Americans, you're not what you used to be, people. You're not near the levels of courtesy as were your great-grandparents, probably your grandparents, maybe your parents. Well, let's not get into that. Today, in traffic, you're cutting each other off, you're tailgating, you're flipping each other the bird, you're leaning on your horn, you're getting into a fist fight over a frickin' parking space. Yeah, you whine and you bitch when anyone refuses to bow down to you. After all, I'm king of the road. I'm queen of the road. Ah! You'll even leave your car in the middle of traffic, with or without a weapon in your hand, just so you can go off on the other person. What the hell is that about? Is that temper? Is that conceit? Is that greed? Is that exhibitionism? Or is it just our culture, our society, falling apart brick by brick, flipping each other off finger by finger? You know what it is? You've become a crop of Karens and Kevins, and that always sucks. Now, I was on top of this sort of road rage just last month. Let me tell you about it, okay? I pulled out of my neighborhood onto a busy road. I slipped into the pattern of traffic. I always look for a break in the platoon. And I slipped in with a little trouble. Hell, I was at least 100 yards ahead of the next car. No problemo. And the next guy behind me driving an SUV likewise pulled into traffic with a good 50 or more feet between him and the oncoming traffic. Well, the traffic caught up to him, especially in the case of this shithead in a sports car. Yeah, there's a jackass in every sports car. Not true. I've got a very dear friend who drives a red one. I like him. Let's move on. There was at least 50 feet, maybe even 100 feet between him and the guy in the SUV. But that's how it all got started. Shithead pulled right up on SUV's bumper. I mean, you couldn't slip a credit card between Shithead's bumper and the back bumper of the SUV. This Kevin, a.k.a. Shit for Brains, was not a happy camper. And with, like I said, no more room between his bumper and the other than a credit card, he upped the game and started leaning on his freaking horn. This shithead was winding up for the pitch. Come on, is it really that important to get somewhere 10 seconds later? Is it a fatal moment of embarrassment just to let somebody pull in ahead of you? Come on. I live in Idaho, where a lot of folks, thankfully, still stop and wave you in. That's nice. You're not going to see that in Chicago or Detroit or any Californian cities with a population over 100. So here we are. We're sitting at a red light intersection. I'm sitting there. I'm right at the light. And the SUV is behind me. He's, maybe a car length away. Good. And shithead has his bumper touching the back bumper of the SUV. He wanted a fight. I mean, understand this. This guy jumped out of his car, ran up alongside the SUV, and started pounding his fist on the window. He was wound up. And as he was making an ass of himself and saying things that I couldn't hear, I'm 2 cars ahead, but my rearview mirror and my camera were watching him. Oh, the traffic light went green. My door was locked. My windows were up. The SUV's door was locked. His windows were up. We drove on through the light. We left this sweaty shithead panting and yelling, something I still didn't know what he was saying. Couldn't hear him through the windows being rolled up. Well, he ran back to his car, hopped in, and now hundreds of feet away from the SUV, he sped off to get it. Well, there is justice. There is a God. Shithead barely made it through the intersection when a couple of our boys in blue pulled him over. Yeah, those beautiful Christmas tree lights, red and blue, flashing around. They pulled him over. In my rearview mirror, I could see him getting out of the car and a cop shaking his finger at him. What I saw made me happy. I'm sure there's at least one ticket involved here. I'm sure of it. Obviously, neither SUV nor I wanted to be around, so we just kept on driving, let this guy dig his own hole. It boils down to something that's really not that simple, because many of you need mental health counseling. Don't think that going to a shrink means you're crazy, because it doesn't. It just means you need a little help handling what you've got. If you can't control your emotions, you have no business on the road. There needs to be an emotional or psychological test to go along with certifying driver licenses. That'd clean up a lot of this mess right now, don't you think? Yeah, a psych profile. The underlying problem, it's obvious to an outsider looking in. I'm looking in. You people have grown lazy. Oh, you're lazy. God, you're lazy as hell. You're self-centered. Oh, hell yeah. You have no values and damn near no ingrained morals. You don't go to church. You don't get married before shacking up and producing offspring. You don't give the other guy the benefit of the doubt in any situation. You hit your wives and you beat your girlfriends a lot more than dirtbags like you used to. You don't read, probably because you can't read, products of a public education. You know what? Take a Valium, burn your driver license, take the bus. You suck.